3 years ago, Emiliano Martinez was sent by Arsenal out on loan to the championship, and now, together with Leo Messi, he led the Argentina national team to victory at the World Cup. In this video, we'll tell you the amazing story of Emiliano Martinez, and also analyze in detail the secret of his mastery of the game and his magic and penalty shootouts. Subscribe to our channel as we have many more interesting videos in store for you. Let's get started! Do you know what led to Leo Messi raising the World Cup over his head? This episode. You might think it's an unfunny joke, but it's only half a joke. This photo was taken after Brighton striker Neal Maupay injured Arsenal goalkeeper Bernd Leno in an EPL match on 20th June 2020. It was then that Emiliano Martinez got his chance to play in a Gunners lineup. He took it and later moved to Aston Villa and became the main goalkeeper for Argentina and won the World Cup, the biggest butterfly effect in football history. At the time of Leno's injury, Martinez had been at Arsenal for 8 years, where he moved at the age of 17 from his home club Independiente. During that time, Emiliano did not get a chance to establish himself in the Gunners' starting lineup and went on loan from time to time. And each time he was unsuccessful, except for the last one when he played in the Reading starting lineup in the Championship for half a season. Then, in the summer of 2020, Bernd Leno had dropped out for 3 months due to an injury. We'll remind you that this was the COVID season, which had just resumed after a long break. Martinez took his chance and spent the end of the season brilliantly as the main goalkeeper. The icing on the cake was the victory in the FA Cup final against Chelsea with a score of 2-1. Martinez started the new season with Arsenal by beating Liverpool on penalties in the Community Shield. But Bernd Leno was returning after the injury, so Emiliano couldn't be guaranteed a place in his starting lineup. The goalkeeper no longer wanted to sit on the bench and decided to leave the club. Thus, in September 2020, he signed a contract with Aston Villa, and in the first match he saved a penalty and his team won with a score of 1-0. At the end of the season, Emiliano had 15 clean sheets in the Premier League and was recognized by Villa fans as the best player of the season. Such a rapid progress of the goalkeeper didn't go unnoticed by Lionel Scaloni's coaching staff, and Emiliano began to be called up to the national team. And before the start of the 2021 Copa America, the coach decided that Martinez would be the main player at the tournament. And this was the right decision because Emiliano had a strong championship, where in particular he denied 3 shots in a penalty shootout in the semi-final against Colombia, and also kept a clean sheet in a final against Brazil and won the trophy together with his national team. For such exploits, he was also recognized as the Copa's best goalkeeper. And you already know about his exploits at the World Cup in Qatar. Powerful goalkeeping performance, 2 penalty shootout wins, and probably the save of a lifetime after the 120th minute in the World Cup final. Of course, Martinez's success is not at all accidental. He shows top skills not only in penalty shootouts, but also in the game. Let's analyze that in detail. For example, the save after Kolo Muani's shot in the final against France in 120th plus minutes of the match. In this situation, Martinez reduces the angle of the attack, but at the same time stays on his feet and doesn't try to guess where the shot will go. This leaves the attacker with 2 ways to finish the episode: either chip the goalkeeper or try to shoot past him. It's very difficult for a young striker to dare to chip in such a situation in a World Cup final, so he decides to shoot, does it really well, but Martinez plays brilliantly and denies the shot. Indeed, studies show that the wait and react strategy in 1v1 scenarios is more profitable for goalkeepers and gives a better chance of saving a goal. This episode is not something exceptional for Emiliano. He made a similar save at this World Cup in the quarterfinals against Australia. Interestingly, it was also in added time. Young Australian striker Geraint Kiol found himself in a great striking position in front of Argentina's goal. But Martinez, following the same principle, reduced the angle of the attack, waited for the shot and leveled the threat. Martinez's consistency in big moments is what made Scaloni choose him as the main man for his team. The coach was very careful when choosing a goalkeeper, because in his first 39th matches at the helm of the national team, he tried 7 different goalkeepers before choosing Emiliano, and he did not disappoint. 17 clean sheets in 26 matches and only 13 conceded goals speak for themselves. After shot stopping, one of the most important indicators of a goalkeeper's quality is dealing with aerial balls. Emiliano is also great at that. He assesses situations excellently and usually makes the right decision when it comes to choosing whether or not to go for an interception. At the same time, he excels not only during typical crosses from the wing, but also in such situations as in the match against Croatia. Just compare these two episodes. This one, where Emiliano didn't hesitate to take the ball away from the huge Luuk de Jong in a match against the Netherlands, with this one, where Portugal keeper Costa missed the moment when Morocco striker En-Nesyri scored after a cross, moments that make the difference in the end. And of course, we can't ignore Martinez's penalty skills. He won all 3 penalty shootouts for the national team. Moreover, it's difficult to call it a coincidence, because out of 14 shots that were fired at Emiliano's goal in these matches, only 7 ended up in the net. Martinez is a real genius of mind games. He demonstrated this at the club level. For example, in a match against Manchester United, when Aston Villa were awarded a penalty in added time, he pressured Bruno Fernandes, telling him to give the right to take the shot to Cristiano Ronaldo. As a result, Bruno launched the ball above the woodwork. At the World Cup, Emiliano demonstrated another masterclass in getting opponents out of his mind before shooting. There's a body of research that shows that the longer a player has to wait before taking a shot, the more likely they are to miss. Geir Jorde, a professor at the Norwegian School of Sports Science, tweeted a thread analyzing Martinez's actions during the penalty shootout in the final against France. At first, Martinez is the first to occupy the penalty area and greets the opponents in it as if it's his territory. Before each shot by the French, Emiliano asks the referee to check whether the ball is actually placed on the spot. It's stalling, and it makes opponents nervous. After he saves Koeman's penalty, he starts to celebrate in the most flamboyant way possible. From a psychological point of view, it adds confidence to his boldness and deprives rivals of it. In the case of Tchouaméni's shot, Martinez takes the ball in his hands and throws it aside several meters right in front of Aurélien. The Frenchman is forced to go for the ball on his own, which causes him to get confused and, as a result, he misses the goal. But then Emiliano doesn't stop. He realizes that Hugo Lloris can repeat a similar maneuver, so he prevents it. He takes the ball in his hands and personally hands it to Paredes for a shot. Incredible work that remains invisible to many, but which can bring big wins. Emiliano Martinez is a living example of the fact that hard work and the desire to achieve one's goals always bear fruit. Until the age of 28, he never played even 20 matches in the season, and at 30, he's the world champion and the best goalkeeper of the tournament. We thank Emiliano for an outstanding performance and for a powerful motivation for those who doubt their own abilities. Leave Martinez and this video a like, and that's all for now. See ya!